Wheat harvest is always intense, and 2020's harvest doesn't disappoint. It's all here. Semis, storms, supper, slow-mo, silliness, and scenery. This is LaRosh Harvest 2020. Kansas has a certain beauty you won't find anywhere else, and that's especially evident during the summer. Here, summer means hot temperatures, green hills, and in late June, wheat harvest. It's time for the combines to start rolling in Osborne County. Kenton has been farming here since he was a kid. Now he farms with his dad, and together they make up LaRosh Farms. Kenton and his wife Sarah are raising the next generation of farmers. Tonight the kids are doing a little dirt work at the field. Kenton is running new equipment for this year's harvest, the Case IH8240 combine. It's a little bit newer with more horsepower than the 8230. Here's the guy who sold it to him, making sure he's happy with his purchase. Both combines have new headers this year, which help improve efficiency. Good thing because there's a lot of grain to harvest. Wheat acres are down a bit this year, but the LaRosh farm usually cuts close to 2,000 acres. It's getting later, but the wheat is still rolling in. Kenton calls into the elevator to see if they'll be open to take this load. Looks like it's a go. Doug rolls up the tarp and heads out for the 18-mile trip to Natoma. Nighttime in the harvest field provides some great views, but it's important to be visible and stay safe. You can play chicken with a combine, but it usually doesn't end up too well. Sometimes the combines play chicken with each other when they're on the same row or finishing up a field. We'll see who flinches first, Kelly or Jan. Oh, well, it looks like the coyote lost this one. Thanks to drones, we have a perspective of wheat harvest you can't get any other way. The aerial view really does show off the vastness of this land and the beauty of the Kansas plains. It also gives a better picture of the scale and size of wheat harvest. Something new to help with harvest this year is Autosteer on the 8240 combine. It doesn't work that great on fields that have big terraces or odd shapes, but it works really well on this one. Kelly is just learning the system, but she seems to be enjoying it.
Go out there on the end of the field and I just pull up the end of it.
Autosteer frees her up from having to use the steering wheel at all, except for turning the combine around.
I can unload you on this one.
Now she can make an entire field of nice straight lines effortlessly. Looks great, Kelly. It doesn't happen every night, but supper in the field is a real treat and provides a nice break for everyone. Tonight's menu includes brisket sandwiches and watermelon. Kelly is still out in the field, but Jan looks like he's going to enjoy tonight's meal.
Now watch what I'm doing here. Focus. Focus, Doug. Hope the wind don't whip it off.
Sarah made the food tonight, and it's a hit. Finally, Kelly decides it's probably good enough to stop the combine for. Good choice.
I heard you had one scooter.
If they would have told me I had 2 or 3 empty in the combine cab.
The LaRosh family has quite a legacy of farming and faith. Jan's ancestors homesteaded in this area in 1871. He purchased his first farm ground at the age of 18, then married his high school sweetheart, Marcia. Now Jan is farming and ranching with his son, Kenton. His daughter, Kelly, comes back for the harvest almost every year. There's work to be done every day on the farm, but there's something special when it's time for wheat harvest. Harvest can be challenging and exciting and rewarding at the same time. Kenton heads out to the elevator with another load of wheat. When he comes back, he brings a load of dust with him. Thanks, Kenton. Chances of rain are good tonight. As the western sky gets darker, the combines head over to the next patch, nicknamed Yellowstone, because part of the field is rocky and white. The radar from the approaching storm is looking pretty intense. As the combines race to finish up, an impressive shelf cloud appears on the horizon. The harvest crew is efficient as usual, and they finish up the field just in time. Now it's time to unload, move back to the main field, and get parked before the storm comes. Just as everyone shuts down, the gust front hits. Kelly didn't even have a chance to clear out this branch from her header. Looks like she did a little tree trimming on the way over. The wind is intense as everyone scrambles for the vehicles to head home. Now would be a good time to hang on to your hat. Oops, too late. Getting home in the rain is a bit of a challenge, but everybody makes it okay. It's a beautiful morning, but with 70 hundredths in the gauge, there won't be any wheat cut today. Some members of the harvest crew take this opportunity to stay active with a little running and biking. It's a good way to start the day and enjoy the outdoors in the morning. It's also a good way to run off those Little Debbie snacks from the harvest lunches. The next day is damp once again, and the fields are still a bit wet. Sometimes there's only one way to know for sure. It's time to give it a try. Tracks in the field are pretty muddy, but only the grain will tell for sure.
Clean grain elevator and the van. Hello.
Jan cuts along the edge of the field and then takes a moisture sample. It's a bit under 13, so they're good to go. The raw power and threshing capacity of modern combines really is astonishing. Compared to Jan's first combine 40 years ago, today's machines are so much more powerful. Another new addition to this year's harvest is the John Deere 9510R tractor to pull the grain cart. It's an important part of keeping the combines going. Things don't always work perfectly when you have machinery in close proximity like this. But when the combine and grain cart are in tune, it's a thing of beauty. It's almost like an elegant dance with massive machines. Getting all the family together and having kids around is one of the highlights of the harvest. Here they are enjoying one of the playgrounds you can find on the farm, hay bales. Now it's the 4th of July, and it's hard to imagine something more American than working hard, spending time with family, and bringing in the wheat crop on the Great Plains. And yes, it is hot out there. Since there are so many different fields to harvest, it's necessary to move all the equipment between them. A typical harvest day involves moving multiple times. Kelly is once again making nice straight lines with the help of Autosteer. Let's see how she's using her time since she doesn't have to touch the wheel. Good to see that you're getting some important business done, Kelly. This is a rare field that's actually regularly shaped. It's 80 acres total, made up of 2 quarter sections, and it's in a very scenic location. Not everyone is having a great time this evening. The other combine shaved off the top of a terrace and bit off more than it could chew. After several attempts to clear it out, it's still plugged up, so Jim Dibble comes in to help clean it the old-fashioned way. Kelly helps finish off the field in front of a stunning sunset. Meanwhile, Kenton is having a little too much fun in his Ranger. The harvest crew is at a good stopping point, and things aren't too dry thanks to the recent rain. It's time to celebrate our nation's independence with some fireworks. Finally, the last evening of wheat harvest has arrived. Marcia is in charge of tonight's supper, which comes complete with strawberry shortcake. The LaRoshes really know how to do harvest meals right. Marcia and Sarah go for a nice bike ride through some really pretty country. It's over 12 miles home from here. They're pretty quick though. It won't take them long. The last evening of harvest once again has a magnificent sunset. As night falls, the wheat patch gets smaller and smaller.
Aren't we about done here?
Getting close. Think you done got her.
Is that the little piece I have left?
Momentum just went off, so not good timing.
Finally, the combines get to unload for the last time. It's a good opportunity to reminisce about the past 10 days or so of wheat harvest. There's no other part of farming quite like it. And even though it was exhausting and stressful at times, we'll look forward to coming back to the field next June.